Hey everyone, I hope you're doing really well. In this video, we will learn about how to create Pareto chart in Tableau. Let's understand what a Pareto chart is. So this is a kind of chart where the values are represented in the descending order by bars and a cumulative total is represented on that. So this is based on Pareto principle, which is also called as the law of vital few, and this is based on 80-20 rule. So which means that the majority of effects come from few causes, or you can say that 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. Pareto chart was invented by Italian economist Wilfredo Pareto, who was responsible for finding out the fact that in England about 80% of the wealth is owned by 20% of the population. So this principle can be applied on various scenarios, like suppose some companies want to find out the reason for the failures, so they can focus on those 20% defects which are responsible for 80% of the failures, so that they can work on those few defects to increase the efficiency of their system. So in this kind of chart, we will basically be focusing on those 20% input which contribute to 80% of the output. In order to create Pareto chart for this video, we will take the help from Global Superstore 2016 data set, and we will try to find out what is the percentage of products which are responsible for maximum sales. So we will be creating this kind of chart from that data set. On the x-axis, you can see here we have the percentage of products, and the y-axis we can see the percentage of total sales. Actually, basically this is the total running sum of the total sales. And here you can see that the 20% of the products are responsible for nearly about 70% of the sales. So this is not the perfect Pareto chart, but according to this data set, we can only find out that nearly about 27% of the products are responsible for contributing to 80% of the sales. So let's start with the task, and let me first have a look at the data set. So this is Global Superstore 2016 sales data set. So we'll be focusing on two columns. So first is product name and the second one is sales. Okay, so let's get started on Tableau now. I've already connected to the data set and drag in the orders sheet from this data set. And let's start our analysis. First, I'm going to select product name in the column, and I'm going to select sales in the rows. We've got a bar chart, and I'm going to sort product name by field in descending order and using sales. Next, I'm going to add a table calculation, as this is the meaning of a Pareto chart, that we have to calculate the cumulative total sales in this case. So I'll be calculating the running total of a specific dimension, which is product name, and I'm going to add a secondary calculation, and which will be percentage of total. The reason I'm selecting is this because I want the percentage on this axis. So the specific dimension is product name. So we've got this chart. So this chart is concave, as you can see. Now I'm selecting sales and put in color. So now you can see that the darker area in this chart represent the maximum sales, and as the sales become lighter in this case. Next is, here you can see on the x-axis I've got the products, like already got this 80%. So let's add a reference line first, and here I'm going to select the constant, and the number is 0.8. Okay, now you can see. So this is the 80% line we have drawn here. And now I also want to draw the 20% line. For that, I do not need the names of these products. Actually, I need the distinct count of the products. For that, first I'm going to select product name and put in the detail. You have to select control, click, and then put in the detail, right? Now, the reason I've done is because I'm using product name in the table calculation. If I do not put product name in the detail and if I convert this to measure, then we will not be able to see the chart as it was before. So our chart will be distorted in that way. That's why I'm saving this and I'm making product name participating in my chart this way. So now from here, we are selecting measure and count distinct, and now it's converted to measure. I know this chart has been distorted now, but we will come back to the chart that we were having before. Now I also need to add a table calculation here. I'm gonna add running total using a specific dimension, and now I'm going to add a secondary calculation as we have done before. Percentage of total. That's it. Now the type of the chart has been changed. Let's select bar again. So now you can see here we have got the percentage of the products. So this is the first 10%, next 20% of the products, 25% and 30% of the product. Now let's add a reference line in this case also. I'm gonna select 0.2. And here you can see we have got a 20% 80. So 80-20 rule has been demonstrated here. Now you can see that about 70% of sales were achieved by 20% of the total products. However, if I want to check for the 80%, so that's about 27% of the products are responsible for making up 80% of the total sales. So that company can usually focus on these products, these 20% products, in order to boost up the sales. So it's time to change the axis title. So this is percentage of sales, so that it is clear to the user. And this is percentage of products. Let's change the name of the sheet and make it more presentable. So this is the Pareto chart that we have just constructed. I hope this helped you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any doubt, you can post it in the comment section below.